Hello, good morning, and welcome to this morning's morning vibe. Okay, so that's actually how I start this show, just in case y'all don't know. Been doing it since 2020, but I just never said it that much because, I don't know. I guess because it's different. What is all this? Looks like um, residue from burning things like sage and Palo Santo. I'm sick of y'all. You know, like, how many times are you going to avoid to do what you're supposed to do? What the divine has instructed you to do? Like, stop. And you know, you can't blame anybody but yourself. You cannot keep and continue to blame the people who won't let you be free and won't let you talk and won't let you this and won't let you that. Shut the fuck up and take responsibility for the shit. It's time for accountability, man. Like, ugh. All right. Today's card, Six of Pentacles in reverse. Definitely pulled out some pre-cards, posted that on TikTok. Today is absolutely going to be about using the balance of power to get into the space where you can move forward and have whatever you want in your life. Because what happens is people like me, people like you, probably people pleasers, overlovers, you give and 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 you pour out and you pour out and you pour out, and the people that you're pouring out to don't have the capacity to love you back in the way that you love them. And this is what was written here on the weekend whenever I did the week ahead. Planetary aspects, Neptune and Jupiter, which are in a conjunction, square the moon. So I wrote, dreams, visions, and gifts and blessings fight against your emotions. So somebody was just telling me how they were super triggered yesterday. Crazy. Yes, come on, Patsy. And so we're going to get into it. So this is what I said. Not seeing things clearly. Something that's happening has drained you, and you ought to know by now. You ought to know by now. That's what came to me whenever I was writing that. That's a song by the Mamas and the Papas, by the way. That everybody you love doesn't know how to love you back. So let go and move on, baby. I mean, you just gonna keep pouring out for somebody who can't pour back. It's giving an imbalance. What do we know about that? The Two of Cups also, which we talked about at the beginning of this last week, talks about being at an imbalance. So in this card, the scales, which speak to about, excuse my fingernails, my God, I into them so bad. The scales speak to the imbalance, okay? Because in this card, traditionally, and you can see it on the thumbnail, there's a man. He's holding the scales, but he's also dropping out coins to people who are like this, begging to receive. So when we see this, you're either the person who holds the power, or you're the person who desires to receive. So when it comes to the reverse, it's giving, it's giving, it's giving, it's giving, it's giving, and never receiving. Or it's take, 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 taking. And let me tell you something. It doesn't matter if you're over giving or you're overtaking. You're doing it wrong. Because it's got to be at the balance in order for you to be able to, one, sustain it, but for you to feel good and for the people in your experience to also feel good, because that's a thing. And I think I sort of touched on this yesterday, but you have to look at how you are treating the people you are in relationships with. You have to look at how you treat yourself in the relationship that you have with yourself. It's very key because it's what carries you, and it is what teaches you how to relate to other people. So like if you're never giving yourself anything, then you won't expect other people to give you either. And you will show up, and I'm saying this from experience, I'm not just talking, but you will show up. I'm not crazy, I'm psychic on my cup there. But you will show up in a way that's like, I don't need anything. Don't worry about filling my cup. It's about you. But guess what also happens in that situation? You also don't pour into you. You also don't give yourself shit. And you just be laying there languishing, dehydrated, living in a drought. And you feel good about it because that's what you've been conditioned to do. And you also feel like a what? A fucking victim because you are suffering. So you have conditioned yourself to never receive, to never expect to receive, to always be giving, to always be pouring out until you are dehydrated and empty. And then once you're empty, you get to cry and you get to be like, nobody cares about me. But neither do you. Neither do you. So yes, let us get into these cards. Let's get into these cards. I put this chain on this pendulum because the chain broke off, but I've been using it to ask questions. I love pendulums. Love a good pendulum. And it reminds me too of balance because it swings both ways. You know, it will tell you yes or it will tell you no. And I always feel like when people do things, even when it comes to being takers, they don't realize that at some point the pendulum is going to start swinging the other way and you're going to lose. And yesterday, you know, we had full moon. I came to the realization that, like, personally, I had felt bad for having specific gifts or for having abundance in areas where I felt like other people were lacking. And so I would shrink myself and then I would provide them with what I really needed to be providing for myself, even in regards to like my YouTube channel or my Instagram or just my own brand in general. I was out here like, let me grow your brand. Let me grow your brand. Let me help you. Let me help you. Let me help you. And people would be like, no. Or they would say yes. And then they would be like, but here goes 2 pennies. This is all I can afford to give you. But then I would see them going to spend money elsewhere, or I would see them drawing in money from places and they would still be acting like they didn't have money to pay me. But I wasn't requiring payment and I was continuing to what? Give out, give out, give out, give out. Not no more though. Whatever I have in excess is going back into me for right now. And that doesn't mean that I won't be giving. Like me doing this is me giving. I'm giving from my abundance of knowledge. I don't have to be giving from my abundance of my energy. I can give from my knowledge. I can communicate to you something that can be beneficial to you, but I can keep my energy for me. Okay, so I mean, it might be something different for you. You may have to figure out what it is that you have an overflow of that you can share and without feeling like you're drained. Because that was kind of the thing, is I was trying to figure out what was something that I had a lot of that I could give, but I wouldn't feel empty. Because if I was using my body or my energy to grow something for somebody and they weren't giving back to me in a way that was equal, you know, meaning I wasn't getting paid for that. I was just expending energy. And then like, hell, if I didn't have any money, how am I going to show up for you? You know, or how am I going to show up for myself or my kids? So, you know, I could continue to be like, everyone always takes advantage of me. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Or I could stand up for myself and start doing something differently, like what I decided to do. All right, so let's see. Let's get some information from the cards on, what do I want to say? Look at that. Four of Pentacles. Four of Diamonds. Man, that card always reminds me of lacking. Like, yeah, Five of Pentacles reminds me of lacking too, being stuck out in the cold. But in the Four of Pentacles, traditionally, the person is holding on so tightly to what they have. I don't want to give it. I don't want to give it. And it reminds me of hoarding information, hoarding love, withholding, rather. No, this is mine. I won't give it to you. You can't have it. So that's why I said, what do I have an abundance of? Knowledge. What do I lose by telling y'all things? Nothing. You know, I expose myself as a person who has a lot of wisdom. Surprise, I'm wise. Surprise, I'm wise. But yeah, okay. So what do we want to know? How to, I know tomorrow I wanted to say how to stand up for yourself. What did I say yesterday about this? How to stop overgiving. Let's just go there. Okay. I am calling in the support of my angels, ancestors, guides, ascended masters, my Heavenly Father, my Creator, who lives in me. Hallelujah. I'm at peace. I'm at ease. I honor and see myself. I agree to find the path, stay the course, trust the process, enjoy the journey. Amen. 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 Yeah. How to stop overgiving. How to stop overgiving and learn to give to yourself without guilt. And let's get into that. Because it's really like I said when I wrote, I mean, whatever you are involved in, whether it's relationship, work, familial, because a lot of people are seeing a lot of really tough family relationships where they are overgiving. Oh, I love this song. Hey. So yeah, a lot of people are experiencing situations where they're having, you know, members of their family who just take from them. They just keep showing up to give. And then they feel overwhelmed by it. You know, somebody I know said that her granddaughter had a fit with her. And she was angry, you know, because she doesn't have a good relationship with her mom, the daughter of this person. But it's really not the grandma's fault. It's not the grandma's fault, you know. Like, people just gonna be who they are. Now, could she have done differently? Yeah. But we're where we are. So everybody needs to understand that you don't, the light in the windows is fucking with me. You don't win by overgiving. You don't get anything, you know. And not to say that you should be focused on what you can get and gain, but damn, you need enough for yourself to sustain, you know. And I think when it comes to people in your family that you aren't able to set good boundaries with, because that's what this is really about. You feel so guilty and you wonder, will they still love me? Or will our relationship change if I say no to this? What will happen to them if I stop overgiving? That's not your problem. Like, and I hate to say who gives a fuck, because people do give a fuck. But when are you going to start caring about yourself as much as you care about these other people? When? With reality beneath the maple tree. The Six of Spades. Man. Williams song. The Queen of Hearts. Yeah. Time marches on. Time marches on. The King of Hearts. That's the King and Queen of Cups. Time marches on. I guarantee that the King and the Queen of Cups are at an emotional balance. And in their relationship, they pour back and forth. But here is the key. Your cup must already be full. And the only way for you to have a full cup is for you to fill it. When it comes to being codependent, we have a tendency, and I've been that too. So everything I talk about right here is a personal experience. I just want y'all to know I'm not coming from the angle of, yeah, because when these people do that, no, when I do, when I did, when I was, okay, some of this shit I'm still working through, and I'm just being completely honest with y'all. But when it comes to being codependent, it's like being an empty container, okay? And you are expecting other people to fill you because you're empty. And people don't have enough love to fill you up. So you're going to remain at an imbalance, half empty, because you're empty. You know, you don't have enough. So the way to fix that is for you to turn your love around and start giving it to yourself. It's not your responsibility to fill someone else either. It's not your responsibility to fill somebody else either. It's only your responsibility to fill you up. That's it. Fill your own cup. Period. Okay? And that's when it starts to overflow. So once then it begins to overflow. And remember, this Queen of Hearts in my Modern Witch deck, the queen in that one, her cup, I believe it has a top on it, which means she knows when to cap that off. She knows when to cap that off. We don't have it for right now. This is for me. Today I'm gonna make sure that I have enough. Okay. So yes, let's get some more cards. This is gonna be a ramble. I can feel it, but whatever. I'm excited to be doing this. I really am. It feels good. It feels good. It feels in alignment. It doesn't feel like I'm forcing. It doesn't feel like I am nothing. Like, this is really important to me to do this for y'all, for myself. It's really important. It's key to my day. Look at that. There she is, Queen of Cups. Woman. And no, it doesn't have a top on it, but she's holding it in a way that, oh no, it might have a top on it. Or maybe that's the other side of it. Anyway, I'll let you decide. Anyway, but she's in reverse. She's in reverse. And here's the Page of Cups. This one has a fish in it. And the cup looks different. So yeah. Let's go again. Ooh, but I want to talk about the Six of Spades. Six of Spades reminds me is in alignment with the Six of Swords. Six of Swords, you guys, asks us to travel across the River Styx on the way to Hades and drop the baggage. Let go of what's keeping you rooted in overgiving. Let go of what is stopping you from loving yourself as much as you love other people. What do you get? What do you get? Look at that. 10 of Swords. What do you get from draining yourself to exhausting yourself, depleting yourself, leaving yourself with nothing? Like, and you have to ask yourself that question because there's something in it that you feel married to. And for a lot of people, it is the attention they get from being sick and depleted. What else am I going to talk about if I never talk about how people misuse me? Who would I be if I never talked about how people misuse me? How would I relate to others if I didn't overdo it? 10 of Pentacles in reverse. What would I do if I got everything that I really wanted? Who would I be? Would I be able to sustain it? Is always a question. The World card. The Hermit. Tell me about the good old days. I like country music. Just think about it now. And it's so funny to me too because I remember my dad specifically can't remember. We were watching Johnny Carson, Jay Leno, something. One of them old ass shows. And there was a country artist on, somebody I probably liked, and was singing song, Alan Jackson, I think it was. And he was like, I hate country music. It reminds me of the smell of beer. And that really stayed with me because I really liked country music. I mean, they put me in this like ultra white neighborhood where everyone liked country music. And I felt like, well, do you like me? Because I like country. And that was like a pivotal moment because I started to feel bad about myself because of what I liked because my dad didn't like it, you know. The devil. And then he went away. After he instilled in me all these things about myself I didn't like, he was like, bye, I'm about to die. Tell me about the good old days. Five of Swords in reverse. There's that Queen again. There's that Queen again. These cards are so big. And they're like really hard. They're not flexible. It's like very difficult to shuffle them. But I'll be doing my best. I'll be doing my best. I really do. Oh, that's too many. We got the Ace of Wands in reverse and the Six of Wands in reverse, but I'll take them both. All right. All right. So I don't even remember, of course, as usual, what I asked. Yeah, how to stop overgiving and how to love yourself more. Okay, so we got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So I already mentioned like there being some fear of having everything that you desire, and being able to, you know, live the life that you dreamed of. Because if it's right here, then you don't get to fantasize about it anymore. Then what do? We've got the Devil card. We've got the Five of Swords in reverse. That is all mindset. You're going to have to change your mindset. You're going to have to change the way you look at success, for one, because until you can change your idea about success, and I'll use myself as an example. I think I mentioned this earlier this week, but if I looked at being successful or having a successful YouTube channel as only having, you know, having a clear number, a specific number of thousands or whatever, then I would always be looking at my progress like, well, that's not it. It still sucks. Oh, that's not it. No, you got to be able to change that and see every bud on your plant, whatever you planted, every single bud counts. Every single bud is success. And you can't allow that negative self-talk or your self in your shadow, because that's what if you haven't done your shadow work, yourself in your shadow, remember I showed y'all that picture of that little girl that I was, will be grabbing on you and talking shit to you for everything because it needs love. Five of Swords is the card that speaks to internal conflict in the mindset, the battlefield of the mind. If y'all haven't listened to that book or read that book by Joyce Meyer, you really should. Like, you know, I'm not a Christian, but I like how she talks about fighting the devil. I really do, because I feel like I was telling you yesterday, you got to, you know, and I know that, you know, once we stop being Christians, we're like, oh, the devil doesn't exist. But yeah, that energy does exist and unfortunately lives inside of you. And if you're not in charge of it, it will win. You got to be in charge of your own darkness. You have to be able to go to your demons and say, you know what? I understand that you know, daddy didn't like country music and you feel stupid because you like it. But it's cool. Jam that shit, you know, for example. So then we've got the Ace of Wands and the Six of Wands in reverse. This is speaking to, you are afraid for people to see you. You are afraid to be known as what it is that you really are. Your truth, it makes you feel shame. You're ashamed of your truth. So if you start to love yourself, and if you start to pour into yourself, and if you start to become the person that you were born to be, you're going to have to expose that to the world. You're going to have to expose that to the world. And what is the world going to say about you? What is the world going to say about you? And here's a bonus for you. They're not going to say shit. They're not going to say shit. You know why? Because they don't care. The world doesn't care to abuse you the way that you abuse you. So the things that you have been saying to yourself that have been keeping you small are not real. That is never going to happen. It's never going to take place the way that you think it is. And I'm going to use somebody I know as an example because I'm seeing him right now as what I'm talking about. You are withholding your knowledge, your experience, your light, and your joy from the rest of the world. You are toting around your podcasting equipment, okay, instead of using it. And you're doing it because you're afraid of what people are going to say to you when you start. You know what they're going to say? Wow, this is really cool. This is really great. So here's how you fix this. How about you stop booing yourself off the stage? Like we talked about 2 weeks ago. How about you stop booing yourself off the stage before you get there? How about you start speaking to yourself with love and respect? How about you start telling yourself that you're great? How about you start telling yourself that you're proud of you and that you can do shit that you want to do? How about that? Because it starts with you. It starts with you telling this negative voice to shut up. You tell the version of yourself that is stopping you from moving forward, hey kid, I know you're scared, but we're about to do this. Okay? Remember those dreams you had? I'm grown. I can go fulfill those dreams. Are you ready? I got you. I know I sound crazy as hell, but it's true. Change, change, change. Change food. I'm trying to see how we got from the Judge to Aretha. Whatever, Google. Do your thing. Yeah. I mean, that's really it. Like, what you hiding? You're hiding. You're hiding. So you intentionally don't love yourself. You don't love on yourself because you know if you do, you're going to come out of that cave. And the cave is comfort. Oh. 5 Pentacles. When you going to let yourself come out of the cave and into the damn sun? When you going to let yourself come out of the cave and into the motherfucking sun? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're treating me cruel. Oh my God. 2 of Swords in reverse. You're not doing it because you don't know what's out there. You're scared as fuck. If I put myself out there, I mean, am I going to fall on my face? Shit, you might. I did a lot. But you're going to figure it the fuck out. Eventually, you're going to figure it out. It's not different than learning how to walk as a baby. You think this baby didn't know how to walk? This baby didn't know how to walk, but as soon as she figured out how to walk, that baby started dancing. That baby started dancing as soon as she figured out how to walk. So the same thing is going to go for you when you start doing what it is that you want to do. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. But what do we always say? You cannot finish if you don't start. I'm headed to your... Yeah, I'm disgusted. I'm sick of y'all. Like, it's you, you know, and I'm not saying that it's easy and that I haven't done it, because I have, and you guys have been watching me do it. And you probably thought, oh, look at her. No. Every day I was having to convince myself that I was good enough to come on YouTube, or that I was good enough to talk, or that I was good enough to tell people how to help their brand grow, or that, because I mean, I'm just like you, I'm human. I also have to deal with the devil. That's part of having flesh. That's part of having flesh. But you got to be stronger. You got to be stronger. The Hierophant in reverse. You got to be using your wisdom. You got to be using your wisdom. You see the Lover's card and the World in reverse. You got to be using your wisdom. You got to be listening to your higher self. And you have to be able to take what you hear, just like I said the other day, and apply it to your reality. Okay, let's get one more of these. See the Four of Wands there in reverse. That girl in the Five of Pentacles is looking so sad. She looks miserable. And you know why? You know why she looks miserable? Look at her face. Because she know damn well she don't have to be out there. She's like, I'm stupid as fuck right now. I am stupid as fuck right now because I could just easily go inside of this chapel where it is warm. And in your case, you can easily come out of the cave. Like, I just imagine people, whenever they're like this, that they are like Smeagol, turning into fucking Gollum, living in the damn cave instead of coming out into the sun and being a human. You're letting yourself be a miserable monster hiding. And like, the thing is that you're pretending, you're showing up, fake smiling all the time. Somebody like me can pick up on that and tell that you're lying. Somebody like me is going to be like, you sure you're all right? It's giving misery. It's giving misery. It's giving stuckness. It's giving no idea how to move forward. It's giving, you talk to the devil every night and say, you know what, you're right. I'll never do it. Let me go look at these people doing it on Instagram. Let me go watch somebody doing it on YouTube. And let me go feel sorry for myself. There, that's perfect. Oh, here comes my friend. Let me encourage my friend. Let me tell my friend they can do it. While you look in the mirror and tell yourself you can't do it. Come on, man. Come on, man. Why aren't you your friend? Why aren't you a friend to yourself? That's how you fix it. Become your own friend. For me, I became my own primary partner. I became my own primary partner. So any other partner I have is going to have to say, you know what? I know you go together with you first. So when it comes to me, you're not going to let me interfere with your relationship with yourself. I would never do that again. Because I know that's how I fix my vibration. I know that's how I went from hell to heaven. From the dark to the light to the balance. Because I chose myself. Finally. 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 Like CC Peniston. That's a good song too. The Ten of Swords in reverse. You know what it is. Do I even have to say it? It's gonna take a death and rebirth experience. It's time for you to make that Ten of Cups in reverse. Stop being afraid to be happy. Stop being afraid to have what it is that you wanted. Like, it's here. Like, there's a little boy or a little girl inside of you that is so afraid of the next phase of your life because it's everything that they sat in their room dreaming about. And you're a grown adult. Why don't you let yourself have it? Like, you can believe in your dreams. You can believe in your dreams and you can execute them. But it takes for you to stop blocking you. And you cannot blame other people and say, well, if my mom or if my dad or You know, if my brother and sister didn't tell me that I couldn't color good when I was 5, maybe I would go be an artist. Like, let me find out. Like, not you allowing something that happened in 1991 to stop you from living in 2022. Not you allowing an experience that happened 30 years ago hold you hostage from living a full life in 2022. Not you being afraid to get on the internet and act a damn fool like the people you laugh at and love every day. Not you being afraid to show your emotions and your vulnerability to the rest of us because somebody might judge me. For humanity, let me find out. To lay you down. Like, let me find the fuck out. Let me find out. Let me find out that God gave you a gift. Let me find out that when it came time for you to get in your body and come to this earth, that you were given a gift to use, to live here, and to connect with other humans, and to share God with other humans. And let me find out you not using it because humans. Let me find out you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're not loving yourself fully so that your light is on all the way because somebody might see you. To lay you down. And let me find out that I did this for years. And let me find out. That's why I can help you fix it, because I did. And let me find out, instead of asking for help, you're over there trying to do it by yourself. And when somebody brings you the truth, you're like, I cannot shuffle today. I had too much coffee. And let me find out, when somebody brings you the truth, you are the type of person that says, oh, yeah, I already know that. I already know that. Okay, well, if you already know everything, why the fuck aren't you doing it? If you already know everything, why are you not doing it? If you already know everything, why are you not doing it? The Cosmic Heart. Devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. Let me tell y'all how this is a key. This is a key. Making your life a moving prayer. What I said the other day. I am a magnet for financial abundance and opportunity. Yeah. That's what I said. Not long after that, somebody called me and wanted to pay me for something. Okay. But you got to make your life a moving prayer. Every day has to be gratitude, number one. Every day has to be gratitude. Every day has to be ask and receive. I know that my source is my supply. I don't have to worry about anything. Every single day. Every hour. Especially when you find yourself down. Especially when you find yourself down in the pit. You got to get out. And I'm going to say it only takes, because you have to take action too, but like, you have to start doing different stuff. Like, yesterday I posted on Instagram about spiritual escapism. And somebody commented on it and tagged another person, and the other person came in and she was like, it's not me. I don't do this. And the dude was like, that's not why I tagged you, you tripping or whatever. And I just want to say that the reason why people probably think it's you is because you talk about higher self, you talk about 5D stuff, you talk about, esoteric topics, but then you continue to live the same exact life as you always have. You don't make any real changes in your life, and so nothing really actually changes in your life. So if people see you doing this, they're going to be concerned about you because, one, you're not doing anything different. You're just talking, and they care about you. People aren't trying to disrespect you because they're like, we want you to come back to reality. We want you to come back to reality. And I'm going to be real with y'all. Some of these people who live outside went to the cosmos and never came back. They went to the cosmos and they never came back because it felt better than this physical. It feels better to escape than it does to live right here and to be real with yourself. Okay. But yeah, in order to change it, you make your life a moving prayer and you take some action. Lost lands, soul memories, and gifts. You've done this before. Like I said, your ass came here with a specific set of skills, like that movie. What was that movie called? Taken. And you're supposed to be using them. Like, that's how you are supposed to live and sustain. Hey, my gifts make room for me, and they make sure that I get paid. My gifts do that. Because what if there were no jobs? You would have to be able to do something and offer something to the next person. It's got to be what you came here with naturally. It's got to be what you came here with naturally. If you lived outside, if we lived outside in a community where there was no, hey, we need to build this, it's not industrialized, it's nothing. If I went to you, what would your skill be? What would you be able to help me with? That's your natural ability. You know, my natural ability is solutions and solving problems. So if you came to me and you said, I got this thing stuck in my foot, I would be like, okay, let's get it out. Let's get it out. But here's the issue. People want to come and tell me they have something stuck in their foot. And I'll start doing my work to get it out. No. Because it's going to hurt. Okay, well, what the fuck you want? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What do you want from me? You know, you want help, but you really just want me to carry you with the fucking bullshit in your foot. You gonna get that shit out of your foot and learn how to walk, especially if you gonna fuck with me. Cause I can't carry you. Nobody can. And that's what you're expecting us to do right now. That's what you're expecting everybody you know to do right now. And then if you find yourself with people leaving your life and you feel like, you know, you've been abandoned, consider how you are. Like, are you the type of person that people actually want to spend time with or be with? Or does it hurt to be with you? Is it toxic and poisonous to be in the same room as you? You have to search yourself to find out. Oh, my shining star. Phenomenon. Be still and listen to the spirits. Yeah, baby. 25. Until my dying day. Okay, it is time to invite and commune with spirit guides and ancestors and consider their advice and guidance. Remember, we had the Hierophant card in reverse here, which lets us know that that's not being done. We're ignoring the voice of the divine. The girl of phenomenon has sacrificed one eye for inner sight. Let me see. She only has one eye. But her intuition is probably kicking because her senses have to beat. Okay. As she bridges the worlds of life and death, she is surrounded by white lilies, the sacred flower of death. This indicates that your willingness and ability to be still and listen will reveal the beauty of your situation. The girl of phenomenon's crown chakra and third eye are fused in a web of pearly branches that inspire peaceful contemplation. Do not fear the underworld. Come on, we talked about going across the river Styx and dropping the bags in the river. Drop them bags, okay? Instead, willingly descend into the darkness with grateful awareness that others who came before you have learned the lessons and answers you are seeking and are willing to share their insight and wisdom. Man, come on, listen to me. Like I said, the only way to really do this and to have that death and rebirth experience and to heal and to go in from the cold is for you to walk back through the darkness. You have to go back through the dark because you have journeyed a long way into hell. And I'm just being 100% honest. From the time that you started disrespecting yourself and talking to yourself like shit. For me, I was a little girl. I was a very young child. So it took me a long time to journey back. It took me a long time to journey back. And then I got to the door where I could see illumination lining the door. And I was refusing to open the door. Because that little girl was afraid to be seen. She was afraid to be seen. She was afraid to be exposed. She was like, oh, people are going to see me. People are going to want to talk to me. People are going to want to need me. And people are going to this and that and that. And here I was going, yeah, that's true. But you're protected. You have an abundance of wisdom to supply the rest of the world with. You need to give it to them. So it's conversations with yourself. It's journey. It's the long journey. It's journeying back through the dark, because you're already there. You think you're avoiding your trauma by living in the land of spiritual escapism or avoidance, blaming others, victimization. But you really live right there in hell. You live right in it. The devil is your favorite neighbor. He's your naked neighbor that you be looking at through the window like I do. The devil. Like, that's the truth. This shit is in my way. That's the truth. And I know people don't want to hear that, but that's the truth. On my shining star. Don't be afraid to be a shining star. You are. That's what you came here to be. A bright light. So be it. Don't be afraid of people coming in and taking your life from you. You have to learn how to shield yourself. You have to learn how to say, hey, that's enough light for you. I need some for myself. Because those people who are stuck in darkness, like I was talking about, gonna see the light. And they're gonna want to plug into it. Connect to it. Man, I need some of that juice. And you being conditioned to always juice up everybody else, you're gonna do it. And you're gonna feel like a victim. You're gonna feel like a victim. You don't have to do that. You can say no. You can say no. Oh, we got manifestation again. So yeah, I think that's the key right there. You know, when you are trying to manifest, you need your own energy. You need your energy because you have to watch your vibration. You have to be paying attention to how you feel. You have to be monitoring yourself. You have to be focused on you. You have to be like, I'm on me. No disrespect to the rest of y'all, but I'm working on something. You know, nose to the grindstone. Strength. I think this is I don't know. She's looking in the mirror. She's inside of a cave. In a mirror. Come on out of the cave. Come on out of the cave. Okay. All right, cards. These circle cards are very hard to shuffle already. And then as y'all can see, my hands are like not working right today. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if I have like a neurological thing going on, because sometimes my hands are like, you know, but it's more than likely like arthritis or something. But I'm about to investigate right now. I'm still alive. Okay, I think this is the Justice card. Come on. More scales. Let me show it to y'all. I feel like I was fussing a lot today. But I guess it was necessary. The Mermaid of Justice sits on the floor between two red and white striped posts. She looks at the scales she holds, making sure she keeps the balance. The sword is there, just in case. Come on, it's important. Justice asks us if we know the difference between right and wrong. Do we know how to balance light and shadows within our body? These cards just be confirming the shit out of what I say. I love it. Are we able to carry these ethics and put them into the greater world? The scales teach us how to find the balance. They are always there for us to use, to weigh options and feelings before speaking them out. The sword can deliver a swift answer, but it is only used when needed. Justice reminds us that keeping the peace is an active action, and we must take responsibility. Try to be fair and just. Be responsible for what you put on the scales, understanding when you use the sword. I mean, that's really it. Like, come on, this is about you being able to Fill yourself enough to give overflow to others once you have it, and to be able to set better boundaries and to say no when it's time to say no, so that you can keep more of your own flow, so that you're not just and then feeling like a victim because you're empty. It's you. You are the only person who can say that's enough. That's enough. Okay? And you don't even have to be aggressive about it. You can say that's enough without slapping the shit out of somebody, without hurting somebody. Because the reason why you're reacting that way, and I mean, I still do it sometimes too, but the reason why you're reacting that way is because it's new for you to set boundaries. So it's triggering, it's frustrating. So your emotions get overwhelmed because you're like, I don't like this. And you have to say no. And you're not used to it. And you are scared to say no, because if you say no, then who's going to like you? What happens if you stop being the one that says yes to everything? Nothing, except for you change your life. All right, so as usual, I forgot to say like and subscribe. So if you got this far, just make sure you do that. I will see y'all tomorrow. It is Thursday. We are going to talk about standing up for yourself. I'm pretty sure. I think we got the King of Swords. But you know, if you need me, all my information is below, and I will see y'all later. But don't be a self-hater. All right, bye-bye.